All right, this is how does traffic congestion impact carrier pricing and how would I fix it? So, how does traffic congestion impact carrier pricing? Okay, here we go. It significantly impacts carrier pricing. Overall, it increases operational costs due to delays, obviously, because traffic, fuel consumption, and then driver overtime. Those are my big three that I wanted to really talk about today. Um, and so I will quickly go over all of those, and then I will move on to talking about how I would mitigate those extra costs. So, how does it impact pricing? Starting with increased fuel costs. Obviously, vehicles stuck in traffic are still driving and are still burning gas, so that is extra fuel costs that you usually wouldn't be paying for, just because you'd rather be moving it at the speed that you want to be moving at. It burns more fuel, causing more money. Driver overtime. Delays due to congestion can often force drivers to work longer hours, which would require more labor costs. Now, obviously, this one's a little bit smaller, I would say, just because usually drivers, I feel like, wouldn't hit overtime. They are on a time basis, not really a mile basis, but if they could go into overtime, they would want to, just because they're usually getting paid by the mile, not necessarily the hour, if that makes sense. So they're getting paid less if they're stuck in traffic, and that would cause them to want to drive more to make more money. Ultimately, could lead into overtime pay, which is expensive. So that is driver overtime, and then reduced vehicle utilization. Traffic jams limit the number of deliveries a truck can make in a day, obviously messing up the overall efficiency. So that's just your overall problem there. We also have unpredictable delivery times. Congestion could lead to unreliable schedules, which could lead to a number of things: customer satisfaction, additional charges, just all of the things. Okay. Now I want to spend the rest of my time talking about how I would like to fix it. Okay. I have a couple of good things. I also have a couple of things that I saw. I was like, I could throw that in there. It could work. It could work. It's a little bit crazy, but it could work. So, dynamic pricing. This one's my favorite one. Dynamic pricing based on traffic conditions. So, carriers will adjust a price based on real-time traffic data. You start to get data on when the roads are busier. So you will just know, it's this time of day on this day of the week, it's going to be busy, or, the opposite, it's not going to be busy because it's this time. So, dynamic pricing. So you would charge more during those peak congestion periods, and then charge less during, the not as busy times. Okay, so I have that, and then route optimization software. So advanced route planning to take truckers to less congested routes, which that one's kind of tough, just because sometimes it's a little bit unavoidable and very inconvenient for truckers. So that's why I like the dynamic pricing. I think that one would work the best. And then incentivizing off-peak deliveries. This one I like as well. But this is where I would offer discounts to shippers who choose to schedule deliveries during less congested hours. That kind of falls with dynamic pricing, but it would still work, and it's a little bit different. So I think, honestly, we could pair those two together nicely. And then we have collaboration with transportation authorities, working with local governments to implement congestion prices. Just more of the, trying to fix the traffic, right? And then other potential solutions. These were kind of my ones that I was like, don't want to make these my top guys, but it's worth a shot. So this one is investing in infrastructure improvements. This one's kind of crazy. And you would have to have quite a bit of money, I feel like, to really make an impact. But expanding roads and improving traffic signal timing and building dedicated lanes for trucks, that would obviously be expensive, and I don't think that it would necessarily be as big in Arkansas. But if you're in a bigger state, more populated, where it really is congested, I think of like Dallas-Fort Worth area, where that would be a potential solution, but it's also very far-fetched. So That is one of them. And then I have fleet management strategy, so utilizing fuel efficient vehicles to optimize truck loading, and driver training to minimize the impact of traffic delays, which is kind of just like an overall, training and doing the right thing and picking out the best strategy. So that is what I have.